Welcome back to my living room. So this is our second little Zoom for our fall back into fitness group. If you missed the first one, all of the recordings are in that Google Drive. I post the links to them every time we have a class. So today is going to be a little bit shorter than the first class, about half an hour, half spent really rooting and grounding. So I want you to get really comfortable for our guided meditation with the singing bowl. So today's singing bowl is a little bigger than the last one I used. And this one is balanced to the root chakra. So if you ever played piano, right, middle C, that's kind of your steadfast, that's where you go to when you play piano, right? Everything is taught off of that middle C. So this is tuned to that middle C. When we are practicing a grounding practice, you want to just really think about like staying connected to the ground, feeling your hands, feeling your feet, feeling your body in contact with the ground. I really like to do this time of year because I am a believer in following the patterns of the season. So you can't see it because it's off camera, but we have our wood stove going this morning for the very first time because it was 34 degrees in Gunnison, Colorado this morning. So a bit chilly, meaning that seasons are changing. So in the world of Ayurveda, you really pay attention to seasons and to nature and take their cue as far as how much you are outputting during this time of year, how many extra things you're taking on. Fall is, interestingly enough, fall and winter socially demand more of us, right? Summer's more of like carefree, blah, 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 vacations, fun time at the beach. And then socially, fall and winter are very busy, especially for parents, right? Because they're always running around kids. But even if you're not a parent, right, there's a lot more at stake, it feels like, in the fall and the winter between holidays. If you follow football season's ramping up. And there's just more things demanding of you. So on the flip side of that, nature is doing the opposite, right? Nature is quite literally sloughing off leaves, changing color, going inward, right? All that sap that has been in the tree branches all this time in the summer, it draws in towards the trunk of the tree, right? It reserves its energy because it knows that in the coming months, right, we're going to have snow, or even if you're not in a snowy place, growth slows down, right? You don't decide to start a garden, even in Florida in December. You just don't do it, right? So it's just kind of interesting when you look at how humans behave so contrary to nature, when in fact, we are a part of nature, right? We are animals, we are living beings, and we kind of resist the natural progression of things. So that being said, a rooted, grounded practice can come in handy to you if at any point, and these practices will always be available, but say you get towards the holidays, you get towards November and December, where it's just like boom, 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 right? Come back to this practice if you're feeling overwhelmed, if you're feeling like you just don't have time for yourself, or you're scattered, you're anxious. This is going to be your favorite practice if those are your tendencies, okay? Or it may be your least favorite practice, but the one you should do the most. All right, so settle in, find a comfortable spot. If laying flat bothers your lower back, then don't lay flat, right? You can simply prop something up under your knees. I also off camera have a beanbag. I love meat. Beanbags are great. Okay, so you could lay on the ground, put a beanbag under your knees, and that will help release your lower back. You could also put your feet up on the couch, depending on the height of your couch. But I just want you to get really comfy. You can just put an imaginary warm sweater around you and get snuggly, put a blanket on you if you want, because we're going to be in this part of the practice for about 15 minutes or so. So I want you to be really comfortable. The idea with starting to, practice either meditation or Shavasana is that your body is as comfortable as it can get, so that your body isn't distracting your brain while you're trying to relax. Okay. You don't want to lay down and your brain starts going like, ooh, I really feel my right knee while I sit, like that. This is like an awful position for some of us. But for today, you're going to lay down. I'm not, because I'm leading and I'm going to play this little bowl. Now, if you've never experienced the singing bowls, all I can say is don't expect anything, right? Just let it happen. Let the sound wash over you. Like I said, this one is specifically tuned to that center position. So as you lay down and close your eyes and relax your arms out by your sides, just, a few inches away from your body, go ahead and turn your palms to face the ceiling and kind of rock one shoulder blade at a time under your body, like a little closer towards your spine, so that it naturally opens up your chest. And before you go any further, just do a little scan of your body from the top of your head to your fingers, to your toes. And during this scan, you are observing. Are there any places that feel tension or numbness? I'm experiencing a lot of numbness in my torso after my surgery. So tune into those places without judgment. And just use your imagination. Imagine that the breath you bring into your body could work its way down into those places that feel either sore, numb, maybe just kind of disconnected. Could be a place where you experienced other kinds of trauma other than surgery. Sometimes we kind of block those places off mentally, but they're a part of us. So right now I want you to consciously pull your focus, pull that healthy inhale and all the energy that comes with it down into those places. And give your breath a color. Think about a color that you associate with love. And remember that love is not pinned in, cornered in to romance. Love is so all encompassing. So as you breathe in, imagine breathing in that emotion of love. What color do you give that emotion? It doesn't have to be your traditional red or pink, but it can be. And just let that emotion, that color, swirl around all the way down to the tips of your toes and fingers, into every vital organ. Up into your face, your brain. Let that color, let that love Move around, front of your body, back of your body, up and down your spine. And then let go of that visualization and just feel your body in contact with the mat, with the floor, a pillow, a bolster, whatever. And begin to focus on your exhalation. Every exhalation allows you to drop down a little deeper into the surfaces beneath you. A comfortable heaviness, a comfortable release. Feel as if your bones are getting heavier, sinking down, down, down. You are grounded. No need to move or adjust. Just allow yourself that comfortable heaviness that comes with deep relaxation. We're going to add some auditory experience now with the singing bowl. So again, no expectations. Just let the sound wash over your body. You may find that it kind of targets in on a certain place of your body. It may move around, the vibration may move into different parts. But again, the singing bowl is tuned to that middle C, the center of you, the root of you, your base. So you may feel it a little bit more at the base of your spine, in your pelvis, in your stomach, in your hips. And if any kind of anxiety bubbles up, just breathe through it. It could be a little path to healing. Sometimes that path twists and turns. And sometimes we resist it a little bit. So I invite you just to be, just breathe, just experience. If your mind starts to wander into far off thoughts and feelings, bring it back to either the sound of the singing bowl, the sound of your breath. Take a big breath in, hold it at the top of that inhale, and pause for 5, 4, 3, 2, and release that breath all the way out till there's nothing left in your lungs. And then allow your breath to return to its regular, steady rhythm. And then for today, along with our focus on grounding, we're also going to bring in this idea of alignment. So I want you to repeat the very simple mantra here. I am aligned. Take about a minute here to just repeat this little simple phrase. The words I am on your inhale and the word aligned on your exhale. I am aligned. Just keep repeating that as I begin to play the singing bowl. The words I am aligned. Return back to that simple mantra. I am aligned. And then change that So I am grounded. And repeat the sentence quietly in your mind. My thoughts, words, and actions reflect my truth. Again, my thoughts, words, and actions reflect my truth. Gently place one hand near your heart and the other hand near your stomach. And let's repeat that sentence one more time. My thoughts, words, and actions reflect my truth. And very gently release your arms. Take your arms up over your head. If there's support under your knees, go ahead and slide that away and take a full body stretch as if you were just waking up in the morning. Fingertips to toes, extend. And with your eyes still closed, gently roll to your side and pause. And then from your side, instead of coming to a seated position, I'd like for you to just go ahead and roll over onto your stomach and take a prostration pose. Prostration pose is pretty simple. You just lay on your stomach, take your hands to the back of your head, let your forehead rest on the ground, and just breathe. From here, we're going to shift back into child's pose. So hands under your shoulders, go ahead and press yourself up onto your knees. And then from your knees, toes touch, heels wide, or knees wide rather. Go ahead and sink down your torso in between your legs. There's always an option for more of a upper back shoulder stretch here by putting your hands on the blocks. 5 deep breaths. And then slowly lift your chest, walk your hands under your shoulders, come on up to all fours. Knees under your hips, wrists under your shoulders. Let's move through a few gentle cat-cows, taking your spine into extension and flexion. One more time, flexing your spine on your exhale Extending your spine on your inhale. And then back through center. Let's go ahead and cross our ankles behind us and have a seat. Sitting up nice and tall. Find that rooted, not rooted, grounded sensation through your sits bones. And then the opposite through the crown of your head. You may have heard the phrase in a yoga class before, root to rise. It's often said before you do standing balances, but it applies for any asana in yoga, right? Whether your hands are on the ground or your sits bones are on the ground or your feet are on the ground. Rooting down allows you to do the opposite energy, to lift, to expand. So we're going to take our arms wide, and then we're going to come in for a very self-soothing asana, and that is giving yourself a giant bear hug. I want you to wrap your arms around your body and breathe. One more breath here. And then open your arms wide again. Now your opposite arm is going to be on top. So go in for that big bear hug, give yourself a hug, squeeze, breathe, maintain that rooted feeling through your sits bones. And then that elevated feeling through your spine, through the crown of your head. And then release your arms. So now you're going to take your feet out away from you in kind of a diamond position. So soles of your feet are together. Your knees are wide. We're just going to shift our weight forward and then rock it back. Pull your navel in, drop your chin to your chest. And then rock forward again. Sits bones move away from your heels. And then back in. So a little ujjayi breath, that audible breath at the back of your throat, like you're doing a really weird whisper, or Darth Vader, either one, whatever resonates with you. Good. Next time you're back, hold that, really contract your abdominals, your rectus abdominis. Pull in towards your spine. Now from here, we're going to do a little circle. We're going to shift our weight over towards our right knee and then forward towards our left knee and back to that contracted state. Let's go the other direction. Over towards your left knee, forward, right knee, and contract back. One more time, each direction. Slow circle. Last one. Good. Back to center. Now, however it's comfortable for your knees, to reposition yourself again. We're going to go back to our bellies. And this time we're going to do a little shoulder opener. So you're going to come onto your stomach. Extend your right arm straight out. So your right arm is in line with your right shoulder. What we're going to do is we're going to roll our weight onto our right shoulder and our right hip. Okay, so let your left foot come behind you. Your left hand is right in front of your chest. And you can use that left hand, the pressure of your left hand onto the ground or mat, to roll your weight more onto your right shoulder. And close your eyes. Let's take 5 deep breaths. Good. Slowly roll onto your stomach again. Now we're going to go to the opposite side. So now your left arm is straight in line with your left shoulder. Your left palm is down. We're going to roll onto our left side this time. Right hand comes in front of our chest. And again, close your eyes. Let's take 5 deep breaths. Good. We'll roll back onto your stomach. And we're going to take ourselves back into that prostration pose. So hands together, the back base of your skull. Drop your forehead down onto the mat and let your entire body be heavy. Just let your entire front side sink down into the floor. And let's repeat the mantra, I am aligned, at least 3 to 5 times. I am aligned. And then slowly make your way back into child's pose. And this is where we're going to end our practice. So if you have time, stay here a little longer. Let your hips sink back into your heels. Feel the weight of your body sinking down, down, down. If this asana is too much on your knees, this can also be done at a wall. So child's pose at a wall is simply taking the weight off your knees. So your knees go wide, your feet don't quite touch. You'll definitely feel this more in your adductors if you try it at the wall. I'm going to be here for about 30 more seconds. And if you're at the wall, slowly bring your knees together. Push yourself away from the wall. If you're in child's pose traditional, just press yourself up into a seated position. We'll all meet there. And gather our hands at the center of our heart. As you move through the remainder of your day, just keep these concepts of alignment and groundedness with you. Know that whatever's happening outside of you outside of the things you can control, is this core. The fact that you are aligned internally, you are grounded. So no matter what happens around you, you remain unshakable, strong, confident, grounded. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Namaste.